Alright, we have chat bans. And a champion select. You got really quiet. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, now I can hear you.
Hi! That's what happens when you make me turn my mic off. I get scared. I was just not
Okay.
talking, and then I'm like, well, I should probably mute it anyway. And then this happened.
Well, I put music on and then I went AFK, so
Best caster. Just stream babysit yourself. It will be fine.
well
Nothing
yeah,
will go
I
too
needed
wrong.
to eat candy corn. Come on now.
Oh my gosh, candy corn is... Alright.
Candy corn is amazing. Don't you dare say otherwise.
It's fine. I wouldn't say amazing, but it's good.
I love Halloween because you can get candy corn.
I
That's the
love
only reason.
Halloween
I don't care about it
because
otherwise.
half price every candy on November 1st.
Yeah, I think I might actually take advantage of that this year. I almost never do, but anyway, Maokai,
Actually, Moloko,
Cassidon,
I'm highly
Zyra.
opinionated. I can get at people after game about that, though. Let's talk about some bans real quick, guys. Maokai, Cass, Zyra, Jace, and 4 of them that I don't even freaking remember. What?
Wukong, Nidalee, Teemo, and Kha'Zix.
Gumner has no idea what candy corn is. It's a tasty little triangular-shaped treat that's extremely sugary. It's a candy that's usually only seen around Halloween time. It's orange, yellow, and white. They look almost like little teeth. They're like little, almost like a traffic cone looking thing, kind of.
They look like corn.
They don't look anything like corn at all.
They're supposed to look like corn, I think.
What?
I guess they don't look like corn. I've always assumed that they look like corn because it's called candy corn.
Have you never seen corn before?
Well, I mean, I've seen corn before. It looks vaguely like corn. If you if you get rid of the white point, it looks like corn.
Sure. Yeah, okay, that would make sense. If you did break off the white bit. Because it looks more like a dinosaur tooth the way it is.
Yeah, it's corn with a little white part on top.
Okay, that makes significantly more sense.
Yeah.
I now believe you. But no, it's tasty. It's not like, it's like, oh, candy corn. You take like a handful, you eat half it, and I'm like, this is good, but I don't care enough. And then you ask
It's
someone wants the rest. That's how candy
it's
corn
my
works.
favorite. It's my favorite candy by a lot.
Okay, well, you know what my favorite ban is? Kale. Kale drives me insane. Zyra Maokai being banned as well. Zyra, incredible zoning ability. Maokai, great tank, zone control guy. Kale, damage gets out of control late game. Cassidon is one of the strongest assassins on this map. And the strongest spell damage one. Jace, his poke is brutal. It's a pretty good brawler too. And Urgot. Urgot's really good in the bottom lane or in the top lane, does a lot of damage, pretty survivable. In the top lane, though, it's very difficult for him to escape from ganks, so be careful.
I actually almost expected a Cassiopeia ban, but I think they're just not going to go for Alistar again.
Sometimes
Because
Cassiopeia's ban-worthy, but not really.
Alistar can't really touch Cassiopeia in lane because Cassiopeia can just push so hard, and once Cass has a Rylai's, pretty much no one can touch her.
People's Sejuani, I'm not going to hype it at all, because when I do that, he gets destroyed.
Well, he's going to be pure AP Sejuani.
And he's going to kill everyone he can see.
He
Do you know
really
what
is.
Glacial Prison does to a squishy? It encases them in a block of ice, and then they get killed by something inexplicably. You usually can't see it because the ice covers it. He brings a snowstorm with him, and he rolls it around his head, and it freezes people. He also has a pig, and sometimes that pig crashes into you, and you get airborne, and then while you're in the air, you get clipped by a plane and knocked unconscious and fall back to the ground, where BB Pop's Vayne gets a silver bolt proc, and then you die.
I'm glad that he's playing Vayne again. I really and so
Yeah, BB's a really good Vayne player. I like him
hold
a
by
lot.
Tay being the best AD carry in Dominion, but Bebe is right up there.
Yeah, BB's great. Tay is great. Talith PA plays some great AD carry also. And Buddha Rice, when he was still competing a lot. I don't know about him now, but I still have faith in Buddha Rice's ability to Vayne. He was the original scary Vayne. Yes, peoples, Tay only plays Ezreal, but Ezreal is an AD carry, and he's really good at it, so be quiet and go back to champ select, man!
Ooh, burned. That's not going to be a Veigar, is it? Is that going to be a Veigar?
Might be. Nyx plays bottom lane. We have seen Veigar bot a couple of times used in competition. Infeed, I think was the only person that I've actually seen do that. But it's possible. Event Horizon's good and has great wave clear.
I remember one
Q
time.
farm if you want. That's
Okay, yeah.
Cass,
Cassiopeia makes. Yeah. So is that bot lane AP Sejuani or.
No, it's top.
Okay.
They're gonna have Wolfer knock down the bottom probably.
Alright.
Which is great because if you were excited about people leaving bot last time, wait until Wolfer's Nocturne just like paranoias and then just leaves bottom inexplicably and comes to the top and kills everyone and then recalls back and still saves his tower. Just
That
wait
sounds
for that.
about right.
That's amazing.
Pantheon, wow. I I'm really surprised that Pantheon made it through not only bans but also all of picks.
Pantheon is good, but sometimes you see him used, sometimes you don't. It's one of those guys that can go either way. Sometimes he gets picked banned, sometimes you don't see him. Same thing with J4, is another character. Urgot, Yorick, same way. Jace, sometimes picked banned, neither.
Jace has been 100% banned tonight, I want to say, in the games that we've
I think he
casted.
might have been, but he's not quite as high of a priority ban as Nid, Kha'Zix, Cass, and I'd say Zyra is probably another one of the top bans. Well, I don't know why people still let Zyra through. She's a nightmare.
She is
so much
really
control
a nightmare.
and so much damage. If you look at her damage dealt after games, she's usually not far behind whoever their dedicated AP is. And she's supposedly a support. Just like not Kale, just like Karma is supposedly a support. When Karma does ridiculous damage. Not ridiculous damage, ridiculous damage.
Karma does ridiculous damage, especially considering how much utility she has. She has like as much damage as Lulu does, and does like 50% more damage than Lulu does.
Yeah. Though
depending on how
ult,
she uses her mantras.
You have to remember that. Karma doesn't have. Most people have an ult that gives them some sort of burst effect. She doesn't have that, so she's sort of balanced out over the course of the whole game. She doesn't spike up or down nearly as much. It's one of the things that I learned casting a 1v1 with her is that she's really powerful for the first half of the game, and then not quite as powerful the later half of the game when she has to 1v1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because once someone gets their second or further ranks in their ult, they start to spike up higher than her averages. I did a really crappy job of explaining that, but I'm sorry, man. It's the best I could do. We have some spectator delay left.
We have a Lissandra pick again.
Lissandra's cool. She freezes things. Teleportation is awesome. Turns into a statue and makes everything around it really cold. Looks awesome with the Bloodstone skin. Can sometimes team up with Bloodstone Taric and show why her Bloodstone art's way better than his. I want a whole team of Bloodstone champs. Let's get Bloodstone Skarner next. That doesn't make any sense at all, but let's do it. Who else can we get a Bloodstone Malphite? There we go. We need one more Bloodstone champ.
If we were still in the thing where like back in season 1, when you had to be on one of the teams in order to spectate, because spectator mode didn't exist yet, I would totally be Ashe, so that all three of the northern whatever, Ashe, Sejuani, and Lissandra, whatever.
I'm still stuck on who else can be a Bloodstone champ. Let's do Bloodstone.
You could do Bloodstone
Varus.
Cassiopeia.
Nah.
Bloodstone Cassiopeia, and it's like a reverse skin, where it doesn't actually do anything to her model, but she turns everyone to like a pink rock instead of to a gray rock when she ults.
Oh, they'd still make her kind of rocky looking. I'd be okay with that. Whatever, this is League of Legends. We could do something like Mecha Sona. That's allowed. That's the best part about this game. The art department can do anything, and they do. They put Mundo in a Mundo costume once. That was awesome. I just want to hug everyone in the game's art department. Their art's amazing. Like everything, splash art, character models, spell effects, particles. Everything is great. Spell icons are the only thing I think are lacking. That's the only thing in the whole game that I think is lacking, are the ability icons.
I think Nami's are the worst. It's like impossible to tell which is which.
Yeah, if they did like a full recon, like a full like, not, I was gonna say retcon, that doesn't work. If they just went over and redid like all the icons to some things, because some of them are like nice, noticeable, and clear. Just the thing is, they're not crisp.
I just want each icon to be a picture of the champion and then QWER.
That'd make
And
it
like
easier, wouldn't it?
big bold text over it.
Why do we need ability names? That's just like a 600 more things for us to remember as commentators. Let's just call them letters. Why not? That's unprofessional.
I don't know. I like the ability names.
I think they give character to a game that has a lot of character. And these 10 characters in this game, this could be game 3 of the finals. I am hyped to see Sofanda's Bear Tibbers win and take home their first place victory. These two teams, Clueless and Sofanda's Tibbers. Sofanda's Bear Tibbers now.
Tibbers.
There we go.
Yeah.
They've gone by a couple different names. Clueless and them are tied up 1-1. Clueless's team, Emperor High Peoples, playing as Sejuani Half-Hard, playing as Darius Parkhurst, as Janna, BB Pop as Vayne, and Wolfer as Nocturne. I am one half of your commentators. I am Gandare, and co-commentating with me is...
I am Rheingold River, and the other half of your players is Sofanda's Bear Tibbers with, I would call it an upset victory in Game 2 where they took down Clueless, and they have Generic on Ezreal, Golly playing Rammus, Northpaw on Lysandra, Armed Weasel on Talon, and Nyx87 once again on Cassiopeia, rounding out their composition in the bot lane.
What if... Styx has an interesting thought. What if there was a Mundo?
It would go where it pleased.
Cool.
All the champions here are really blue and red. Like, blue with a hint of red. These champions actually just look really good together. The hint of red on Vayne and Darius and their cloaks.
Nerdok is just, PJ Salt about dying as Malzahar to Diana. Do not worry about that. If you want to make a Salt Shaker appear in the Twitch chat, type the following. The first 3 letters are capital. They are P, J, and S. The last 3 letters are all in lowercase. A-L-T. It's all one word, no spaces. PJ Salt.
Sandra getting a little bit of an early cap. Actually failed the E over the wall. The glacial path over the wall, but still got there a little bit early.
Both teams getting into the poke war. A little bit of engagement back and forth on each other. Half-Hard with the grab.
Nice
Airborne
apprehend.
on Northpaw. Pulling people in. Golly taking a lot of damage. Golly getting chipped down by Vayne. Half-Hearted. Doesn't have apprehend to use on Generic. Generic just skip away through the wall. Arcane shifts right on through. Armed Weasel. Armed Weasel. Armed Weasel, don't get any closer to BB. BB will send you to the grave, Talon. You gotta be careful of that. Golly coming up with the top power ball. Pops a Parkhurst up in the air. And there's a nice little snare going too. Vayne takes out Talon. Janna gets sent back to base. And Sejuani is also going to be defeated by Lysandra. Lysandra looping around. Still has plenty of health and mana to keep fighting for a little while. And Generic, look at Generic just hanging out edge of the fight like, hey man, I'm ranged. You're Darius and can't actually reach me. So I'm just going to stay here and shoot at you for a while with my gun arm.
Yeah, Generic has been doing a great job of just standing there and being really, really annoying. He finally gets knocked out by Janna, going to be stuck on the other side of the fight as they take out Talon. Golly revived already and has almost no health. And Ezreal has not actually revived yet, but has almost no health. Golly coming back in, gets apprehended. Gonna be slowed by Janna in just a second. I feel it. No, you can't actually just charge your Q if they're running away from you.
Go home, Rammus. Your health is sad. Bottom lane, Nocturne throws Duskbringer out, scares Northpaw away, still protecting his tower. He has allies on his way down. He doesn't want to get too close because he doesn't want to eat the snare from Northpaw and get a bunch of free damage on from... Whoa, Cassiopeia turned colors. exhaust thrown down on Nyx as well, but they're not going to get anything out of it. So that's exhaust down for pretty much no reason, putting a little bit of hurt on High Peoples. BB comes down. Oh man, the crowd control on BB. BB completely stopped from being able to get in. Is the slow going to be enough? Yes, it enables them to connect with the kill for Cassiopeia. Generic wanted BB so bad, he tried to ult over the wall, missed. Arcane shifted over to his doom in the process, and Northpaw is going to be able to pick up the second kill.
Yeah, they did not respect Lissandra nearly enough there. And Lissandra actually picked up both of those kills with the auto attacks. Bebe did not die yet though, so he has revived, and so he has revived now. And actually, Nocturne has not died either, so Nocturne's still with the revive.
Invincible Nocturne confirmed until somebody proves otherwise. Dashes through, connects with Generic right away, and Generic. They leave Generic, each one assuming the other one is going to kill him. Maximum disrespect for Generic's damage output. They're just going to leave him alive for a couple extra seconds, no problem.
And we were talking about roams up to the top, but
everybody in bottom lane, party in the bottom lane. Everybody get down here and party.
This creep wave is not only going to get the neutral, but it might even be able to get the capture. So right now, what Clueless is focused on doing is not allowing Sofanda to get up there. They don't need to get up there themselves, but they can't let Sofanda clear out that wave.
Oh dear, get back here, Golly! You're not allowed. Gets grabbed. Now he gets dragged under the tower by Rammus. And Rammus gets airborne for his troubles. And oh, he got destroyed by the Darius dunk.
It was a 1-for-1, and the creeps are still pushing onto the tower. And they should be able to get the neutral. And they get the neutral onto the windmill. It is a quest objective even. So if Clueless can actually capture the windmill, then they'll be able to get that 10% damage buff.
And oh no, no snipe for you. Peoples was close enough to that edge to be able to turn that corner. Picks up Janna with a good arcane shift in. And BB should be able to get away. Glacial Prison says no, you're not allowed.
I'm surprised that he actually followed that up. It was not even close to a kill onto Ezreal there.
No, it was a clean escape too for Lissandra, because it would have created enough distance that not even an arcane shift could have gotten him close enough to pick it up.
Yeah.
But instead he went for that, and free piggy.
Alright, so half-hearted pushing out the wave again. It's not going to be anything like the slow push that they had before, and they really needed to let the windmill, or the wave get to the windmill without anyone being there at all, in order to actually have the wave pick up the point. But since everyone went there, the wave was just not quite strong enough.
Another push into the top lane. People's no fear dives. Golly gets taken down first. It's usually a bad sign when your tank is the first one to die, but in this case that's what happened. Wolfer down the bottom lane is going to be forced away by Talon and Cassiopeia.
But remember, he does have his revive.
Yes, he is going to use that immediately to return. That bottom point looks like it's going to get fully captured. Yes,
wow, they actually
it is going to get fully captured.
I thought they were going to be able to get the interrupt onto Cassiopeia, but not actually going for that. And Janna is the only thing attacking Talon, needs one more auto attack still, and a Howling Gale is basically the same.
Basically an auto attack. So Parkhurst and Wolfer down there. Nyx cannot reach both of them unless he puts himself directly in harm's way like that and gets sent back to base.
And meanwhile, the windmill got captured also. So the fact that Wolfer hadn't revived for so long was actually extremely beneficial to Clueless just there, because they were able to deal with the fact that he got ganked in bot lane, that he went down. And Bebe, speaking of going down, is probably not going to survive here.
Oh dear. The taunt, they looked for Vayne with it. Didn't. Oh no, you don't half-hearted. Get back on the ground. Golly gives him a nice kick while he tries to ult and picks up that KB on him. They're going to be able to turn that point around, secure the windmill. And guys, Sofanda is up in Nexus health right now. That may change. You can come back at any time in Dominion, but that is percent hype. Armed Weasel's health is the exact opposite of height. It's maximum scare. He's recalling back to base.
And they're chasing Nyx right now. Nyx still doesn't have Rylai's. Cassiopeia is not particularly scary before she has Rylai's. That's not to say she's not scary at all. But before she has Rylai's, she's just okay, it's an AP caster that we have to deal with. And so they're still in a position that they can try and shut her down, try and keep her down as much as possible before she does have the rallies. And Nyx actually just used Revive, and they got absolutely nothing out of it.
Now, that is unfortunate, but the simple act of being alive sometimes can be a deterrent. Golly, oh dear. True Silver Bolts don't care. Golly is going to be taken down once again, tried to defend up at the top as best he could, was not able to do so. The reveal effect is going to highlight where Generic is. And Halfhard taking some damage there. And oh, that snare.
That was a great apprehend. He was going to go down probably anyway, and he managed to apprehend too. Double kill for Talon, but Bebe healing enough from Parker's ult there, and getting the stun off onto the wall, onto Weasel, I think. Managed to focus down everyone, picked up kills there, and they're able to defend their position on the map.
And Wolford's chilling out in the bottom lane, being Nocturne, seeing sweepers being completed for Sofanda's side, and Clueless not having reveal items. That's highly unusual.
That's true. That's also really bad against the Talon in particular.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why does only Vayne have Aggressors? Janna doesn't even have a sweeper yet. Janna has a Morellos for some reason.
Well, CDR is useful. They're chasing on Nagali, and they're actually going to be able to pick it up. I'm a little bit surprised.
There's a lot of CDR on Janna. This is interesting to me.
They just devoted a lot of resources to chasing Remus. Yeah, they didn't use important cooldowns, but they used important people. And that allowed a numbers disadvantage in top lane. There's a big enough minion wave that they got the neutral off. Northpaw is going to be focused down now, and Apprehended actually comes across. Weasel with his ult gets stealth exhaust onto both Generic and a Half-Hearted away from Generic, but the Q across from Peoples and Generic evening over the wave meant that he couldn't get the thing, and the help. Ah! Petrifying Gaze from Cassiopeia misses, and Wolfer just appears out of nowhere with that paranoia. Tremors does allow Cassiopeia to get the kill onto Darius. He was staying there so low at that point. He was basically guaranteed to die. The fear puts Cassiopeia in the way that she wants to go, but that Monsoon may have saved Golly's life. Or not.
Ooh, picked up the KB with the Duskbringer, something you don't see too often. Usually doesn't deal quite enough damage. Top part of the map, Talon will die if he tries to fight BB because of Peoples' presence.
Yeah, and also because he doesn't have his ult for another 6 seconds.
And there you go, he does get killed by BB.
I feel like all they ever do is chase Golly, and this time it's going to end badly for them because it is Cassiopeia, and guess what? Cassiopeia has her allies.
Well, Half-Hearted has an intense amount of magic resistance for this point
Also,
in the game. There's the
Vayne.
CV, reveals where BB is. BB has the final hour popped, and that damage soaked from Half-Hearted.
Oh no, the taunt was onto the wrong person there. Baby was the one who had enough damage to take down Cassiopeia. Darius really didn't, but the taunt was onto Darius instead of onto Vayne. Janna trying to hold top right now, 1v2.
And that's, completely shut down, even using the ultimate there to keep him down. And don't get close to that wall, Generic, I'm scared.
The condemn onto the creep. That saved Generic's life there so hard.
Don't get close to the piggy. Oh dear.
He had ult. There is nothing that could be done.
That condemn into the minion though. Just that target equal mouse over. Very unfortunate.
And there was enough lifesteal off of minions just from Rune Mastery and the Prospector's Blade that Vayne was able to not die to that ignite. Probably running 6%. 17% right now. How much does this give? 5%. So is that a utility spec Vayne with lifesteal?
Janet looks like going into a Woogs maybe? But
oh, it's Gretz's give. Gretz's give's okay.
Yeah, Janet looks like could be going into a Woogs, but doesn't have any pen.
Alright, so that is the capture here onto bot. And they get the neutral. They focus on Baby. Baby uses Cleanse. There's the ult from Janna comes across, but Peoples runs into the fray. Quest objective did just go over. That's a 10% damage increase. Plus, more importantly, they own the turret now. And Ezreal coming in from the backside. Darius and Lissandra both top right now. I would say they're about equally important to their respective teams' fight, but the ult comes in from Wolfer, and Baby had revive also. So Baby wasn't even dead. Well, was, but is no longer. Baby is literally Jesus.
It is something that happens occasionally when you play League of Legends. You can possibly get enough IP to transform into a divine entity, but you have to be really good. You can't just get it with RP. You have to really grind it out. Still installed on this bottom point. Pretty solid from him so far. Sejuani just didn't really seem to have a good way to engage without having to take a ton of tower damage in the process, so they just didn't want to risk going for it looks like.
And Gali comes back in also. BFT actually put onto him there by Sejuani. And Wolfer in the middle of everything also. Feartath are onto Weasel. Weasel gets exhausted. Generic is being allowed to do damage for free over to the side. Now they're going to turn focus onto him. If they can, but they can't because Gali has the taunt. And I think they maybe need to respect Generic a little bit.
Yeah, they've been leaving him alive a lot of engagements, but that time he was able to pick up the kill against Wolferer and was able to do just a lot of chip damage while it was going on.
And oh look, Sofanda's single top laner just roamed bot lane.
Interesting. So now Clueless, once again, in control of 3 points. They've been doing pretty good so far, although Sofanda's been keeping him down.
Sofanda's up in Nexus health, still.
Yeah, they still have a good lead. It's just, can they hold on to it and actually take this home?
Glacial Prison with the slow onto Weasel there, but he has the rake, but I think there's just too many slows for him to deal with.
And a lot of damage coming out from Lissandra. It sets up a good true shot barrage as well. Cassiopeia's ultimate not very effective that time. Unfortunately, Wolfer comes in from the back, cuts Northpaw down. Gali retreating. He immediately turns his attention towards Generic. He has the proper awareness of Generic's damage, so that he changes over to him.
A double kill with that one Q, I think, for Nocturne. He might have already had one of the kills, but it was a pretty cool Dustbringer, regardless. People's used Revive there, so that was a pretty major cooldown off that fight. Nyx will have Revive the next fight. Generic still has his Revive. But Wolfer still has his on the other side.
And this, I think, might be where Clueless starts to take home the game. They've now kind of gotten things together. They have map control again. Peoples is recalling, though. That's going to give him a few seconds where
but they're all in
Sofanda
the bottom
can
half
roam.
of the map.
Well, Rammus can actually be anywhere he wants, as judged by that he just did, quickly skipping up to the top half of the map. They're moving up there as soon as they can. Half-Hearted's Darius will be able to delay for a really long time, so that fight may be ill-advised, but who knows? I think Clueless has secured the top point pretty well, but Sofanda's going to have to do something to force them out of that position, because Clueless... doesn't look like Clueless is going to give them a place to engage at all. They're just completely denying this by positioning alone.
Yeah, the Storm Shield is going to expire from Vayne pretty soon. I'm not sure how much they care about that, but there's the engage onto Talon. Abraham comes in, but the Glacial Path over the wall from Lissandra. She can't get a good ult off there, and Half-Hearted is just tanking everyone in the front. Lissandra goes down to Sejuani there. Bebe against Gali, but again, Rammus is one of the worst tanks against Vayne in particular because she does true damage, and she just needs one more auto attack. Got slowed by Cassiopeia there. Gali barely did not take a tower shot. He is so fast. Will be able to escape, it looks like, but the Yomu is procced here by Nocturne, and that Q doesn't last forever. There's the ult. Nyx getting chased down, has the rallies, remember, so he can kite, especially when he gets the extra move speed from his Qs. The cleanse was forced from Bebe, and Wolfer being kited down a little bit also. Dustbringer for a little bit more move speed. Hexdrinker procs. Parker's actually picked up an Oracle's Extract.
Well, that's useful against Talon, especially when your sweeper's on cooldown. That way you can still use your sweeper to scout for.
And trying to get away from Generic just by hiding in the bush, but I'm not sure that'll happen. Half-Hearted, meanwhile, full health though. He cannot walk across the miasma.
Looks like they're trying to zone Wolfer back, but Wolfer can do a lot of damage. We'll see how it plays out, though.
Yeah,
Parker's
meanwhile,
hanging around.
Lysandra is just on top lane. So that might actually be a free point for Lysandra. Half-hearted dueling Golly. I think Golly's going to be able to run away from this. And just Northpaw just going top. That was a pretty free windmill.
It was, once in a while. The people are in the wrong position. Half-hard gonna get taken down before the ult can activate. That's good. Glacial Prison picking up that
Was
kill.
a lot of damage. Nyx should be able to kite, but the Arctic Assault comes back up. Permafrost
He
double kill.
turned around and stepped towards Half-Hearted to try and continue doing damage. Half-Hard only needed that little bit more, so he just did a stutter step back to get him to step forward so he can turn around and hit him with the airborne. That was really nice.
Actually gonna go for Nyx with that paranoia, and Nyx does get taken out. Nyx does not have revive. Nyx just used revive, and it's not available anymore. Yomu's popped by Talon, but I don't think he's going to be able to gap close. There's the two-shot barrage going across the map. That's to interrupt Darius. But Darius is just going to say, hey, I see that coming. I'm going to go to the other side of the map. Don't worry.
Yeah, they didn't send anyone in the direction of the top map to try to contest Half-Heart. They instead focused their efforts on the bottom lane to try and keep that from being taken over. But instead, it is going to be taken neutral, possibly still taken over. We'll see how it plays out. Clueless, they've just been oppressive with the map control. Sofanda has not been able to get out to do anything about it.
As a good petrifying gaze onto 2, but it wasn't onto Bebe, and that's the important person to hit with it, especially when his cleanse is down, which it is right now. Top lane though, they got the kill onto Darius, and so Generic and Northpaw are here in top lane to do whatever they want. They get the shutdown onto Vayne in the bot lane, and Vayne doesn't have revive. Wolfer it does, but Wolfer has been doing a really good job of never ever dying, and so he hasn't really gotten many chances to use his revive at all.
That fear, very, very useful. Ngali now has forced away. And Generic Ezreal alone at the top of the map by himself. He's dive bait, kind of, between Half-Hearted and Peoples. And they're coming for him right now. Darius' axe is ready.
You could even say, we have his axe. They have his axe.
That was the best post in that thread by Axe Boss. Taunt on Half-Hearted. Half-Hearted taking a bunch of damage, and oh dear.
That was an amazing Howling Gale. That's all I have to say about that fight. That was an absolutely amazing Howling Gale. And Cassiopeia, yeah, she's really good at kiting, but Vayne gets a ton of extra move speed when running towards you. Cleanse instantly, but still gonna go down to Northpaw anyway. And now they chase on Nyx again. Just kidding, you really cannot chase a Cassiopeia with the Rylai's.
That was like a $20 worth of RP Glacial Prison Monsoon combo. Those two spells did so much in that fight. It was
Half-Hearted is gonna get kited to death.
a little bit
And
unreal.
he knew it. Parkhurst is leading his team, or the enemy team, towards his teammate who's capping, but
Generic.
he knew that his teammate.
Generic. It didn't have to be that way. It was a little unfortunate.
It's really hard for an AD carry to 1v1 a Nocturne. He gets 55 bonus AD from being on his Duskbringer, plus a ton of attack speed from his Unspeakable Horror, plus even more attack speed if his Unspeakable Horror actually procs, which it will against an Ezreal, pretty much guaranteed. Because Ezreal has to use spells on you to keep up his Rising Spell Force stacks. So you can actually force him to break your spell shield, unlike a lot of AD carries where they can just hold their stuff until it expires.
Wolfer does have paranoia, so let's see when he shows up in this fight. Let's just watch this whole fight.
I think it'll be pretty soon. There
There
he goes.
we go.
On to
Nyx
Nyx.
87 blown up completely. Northpaw taking damage. He's gonna tick out due to the bleed. Golly has to retreat. Generic not able to connect with the True Shot Barrage.
So that fight was actually a lot more even than I expected. I thought it was going to be a much bigger win for Clueless because they were able to focus Cassiopeia. And now People's coming back in. Parker's going low, but Golly, ow!
Generic Generic is
Oh,
activated. Generic is deactivated. Oh my god, did you see that crit damage?
that was insane.
Oh, that's not safe.
So Bebe had revive and used it. Darius is going top to 1v1 North Pot. Doesn't quite manage to get the upper hand. Parkhurst is going to be safe from Nyx. They have to focus Nyx, but Nyx is decently tanky. I'm a little bit surprised that he hasn't gone for a Wooglets or a Moonflare just to be able to survive for a little bit longer, but all of the items in his build are so crucial to Cassiopeia.
Ooh, Wolfer getting beat up by armed Weasel. Stealth gets popped and recalled very, very shortly thereafter. And Weasel, oh no, is going to get taken down. Ram is picking up a double kill. Getting good RNG with those KBs. And Northpaw, there we go. Breaking off for the top. Wants to try and get that point back. Nocturne has something to say about that. Tries to turn Generic into a fine red pace. Succeeds! Oh dear. And Golly now trying to run away.
They need to stop chasing Golly and focus on the point instead.
Game
Now that might be
extended.
the same thing.
And Northpaw is able to take down a Parkhurst. Wolfer is really putting a lot of focus on trying to get Golly down, which is giving Northpaw time to capture and do other things. And did you see that? Did you see Wolfer turn around to camp Northpaw's potential teleport? And Wolfer was gonna die to Northpaw. He couldn't get close enough to put on that auto attack damage.
Yeah, he has a scary amount of AD, but he's really not all that tanky. He has a Hex Drinker, and that's really it right now.
Let's see. Who do they have alive? Who's dead? People's on the bomb part of the map. They have Rammus and Ezreal up at the top, so they have 4 top. Northpaw is going to recall. It's going to even it up at 3-3 in the upper portion of the map, it looks like.
So
Nox
the
still
only
back at the base.
the only revive that's up right now is on Sejuani. Generic's revive is in a minute, and I think that's the one that's going to come up the soonest. It's not already up.
Uh-oh. They're activated.
And that's probably the only
Wolfer's coming up
revive
here.
for the rest of the game, unless Nyx...
Everything is up for Clueless. If they sweep this team fight like they did that one earlier, then they're going to win the game.
Yeah. And if they lose it, they're going to lose the game. And they need to have a fight pretty
Uh-oh.
soon.
They don't have anyone bottom. So they're going to bring that fight down there.
And Wolfer is perfect for that because he can just paranoia in if a fight actually breaks out. That was a great Lissandra Glacial Prison, but she got focused so fast and Jonna got the Wigglets off. Nocturne does go down.
Did you see the True Shot barrage to interrupt Nock so they could start the fight there? That was perfect. That Glacial Prison didn't freeze anyone. Nobody got frozen. No follow-up for BB Pop.
That's going to be game.
True Shot barrage is down, has to get to top, has to drag it out, has to not get burst by Peoples because Peoples actually has enough AP to do that. Sofanda may win the finals. A Parkhurst finally got Pen.
So Bebe a little bit caught out here by 2. Gets the Condemn onto Lissandra.
That's what I said, Ezreal!
Oh no, I didn't see it because I was looking at Bebe going down. But he has revive, so it doesn't matter. Okay, 8 health. Everyone's going bot. Nocturne does not have paranoia. He can't get there to interrupt. But they need to stop this from going neutral. And it looks like they will be able to. Northpaw is going to die, I'm pretty sure here. The exhaust on the Cassiopeia before she can ult. Talon coming in, has the Youmu's activated. Wolfer goes down. Wolfer does not have a revive. That's permanent. Peoples goes down. That's also permanent. Half priorities here, 1 versus 4. Gets the upper hand onto Nyx. Gets the shutdown with the ultimate. Bebe coming in, but the point is still neutral.
Can
He needs
BB
to not
win
die.
the game? No. Sofanda is going to take first place. Sofanda is going to beat Clueless. Sofanda, Bear, Tibbers. They have won the game.
Wow.
Go home, Clueless. That's what you get.
That was an amazing game.
We have a VOD, by the way. I recorded this. This is not happening again. That was an
That was
intense freaking
crazy.
game. Did
That
you the
damage.
true shot barrage on the bottom on that Wolfer earlier? Holy crap! Sofanda wins. North Paw, I will buy you. I'm buying you dinner, man. We live in the same state. I'm buying you dinner, dude. You just tell me when. Let's hang out. Victory celebration on Monday, dude. If you're free. Look at these. Just look at these KD. No one cares about the KDAs. Absolutely no one cares about these KDAs right now. You know what people want to see? They want to see damage dealt to champions. They want to see. Holy crap!
60k damage dealt by Ezreal.
What is this? What is
Cassiopeia,
this?
Cassiopeia was in 4th.
Ezreal's actually done more damage than there was
Than
health in the
Bane.
game somehow. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
That was... Generic had such a phenomenal game on Ezreal. And the thing is that they started out that game with the triple... Oh no, that was the game before. Okay,
People
just
want to
kidding.
see
Never
that
mind what I
crit
said.
that I was talking about. I don't know if you guys caught that in the Twitch chat, but there was a crit,
By Nocturne.
and it was intense. Where is this?
It was
Where's this button at?
1064.
That happened. Nocturne was activated, guys.
He gets 55 AD from his Q. I want to actually look up the attack speed numbers that he gets from his Unspeakable Horror.
Generic will end you. Y'all be quiet. That moment when this is better than Worlds. Wait, that's mean.
Or sorry, from his
I
Sharp
mean,
Darkness. He gains
SKT is
40%.
best KT.
If his spell shield is blocked, like if his spell shield is actually procced, he gains 80% attack speed. He has 80% attack speed bonus. Normally it's 40% attack speed at max level. His Duskbringer 55 bonus AD at max level. It's just crazy the damage that Nocturne can output.
You guys are so cool. You guys are so cool. You guys are all freaking awesome.
Alright, and I'll go ahead. Showtime spent dead. It's actually Talon.
The shots fired are intense. It's pretty cool. If you guys want to hang out in the Twitch chat, by the way, VOD viewers, twitch.tv/DominateGamingTV. That's where you can go to watch the show. It happens on Saturdays. That was so good, man. What does OG mean? Original generation, old generation, original gangster. It has a lot of different meanings. Corval, they did it. A+. Sofanda's Bear Tibbers winning these finals. I want everybody to, if you have North, Generic, Weasel, Golly, Nyx on your friends list, tell them how awesome they are. Tell them how cool they are, because this is their first placed victory ever. Ever. That's what's up. These guys are so cool. We do have to close out the show. And we will see you guys next week. So guys, if you want to come out and play, maybe you guys can win first place too. Come check us out next week. Same place, right over here. Twitch.tv/DominateGamingTV. Make sure to follow the channel. That way you can check us out whenever we go live. Some other games go on during the week. You know, other people stream. And there might be... I wonder if anyone else is streaming right now or not. We'll find out. Maybe someone else is on that we can throw you viewers at. If you like me, you like my media, you can find me on the internet. Generic is so awesome. I need to PM everyone else that's on this team right now. Fancy Wolf is streaming. Okay, so we're gonna after party in Fancy Wolf stream after we get our plugs and stuff in. Everybody, everybody, PM your friends. Tell them how awesome they are because they have just won a freaking game. Tell me I don't have Armed Weasel on here. What? Where are the rest of my guys at? Maybe they're in this friends list. If you like me and you want to watch, you want to see this tournament, you want to see this game again, you can watch it. It should be posted up by Monday on youtube.com/VatoClan is where you can find that at. If you want to follow me and my media, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at VatoClan. And I actually don't have like a Facebook or a stream or anything really. Once in a while I stream. It's twitch.tv/Vato_Gander. You can follow Dominate Gaming on Twitter. It's at Dominate Gaming TV. No, it's just at Dominate Gaming on Twitter. My bad. I've been corrected on my other screen. So at Dominate Gaming on Twitter. And follow the stream here. And give them a like on Facebook too. Facebook.com/Dominate Gaming. It's everything's Dominate Gaming now. It's good stuff. Oh, wait, I need caps for emphasis. This is so hype that Sofanda won. Rheingold, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitch or on Twitter. It's both /RheingoldRiver, twitch.tv/RheingoldRiver. I don't stream Dominion really that often. I stream Summoner's Rift and sometimes Twisted Tree Line, but if a whole bunch of people invite me to a Dominion game, maybe I'll stream that. So go ahead over there and check me out when I'm streaming. And my Twitter is twitter.com/RheingoldRiver. I cast a lot of different things. I'm actually potentially casting again starting in like 8 hours or something.
Okay, do you know how to rate a stream, River, since you're the camera?
I don't have an overlay that shows my browser.
Do you have two monitors or one?
Well, I mean I can show my monitor, but
So I was gonna say we can quick and dirty just wipe everything off one desktop and then move your browser over to there and then type it in.
yeah. Okay.
Alright,
What stream are we going to?
We're gonna raid Sir Fancy Wolf stream. For the VOD outro real quick, thanks for watching everybody. This tournament was freaking
I
awesome.
can't do it. My stream will crash.
Or stream will crash?
If I open a stream while I'm streaming, my stream will crash.
Oh.